Welcome to episode 4 of the journey from the United States to Honduras. You see, a somberness quickly took over her face, and tears barreled down her delicate skin. She could barely catch her breath and even muttered the words, Lo atraparon. I looked around and instantly, dismay, shock, horror, an instant connection only they could feel. That's when I truly felt like an outsider, not understanding. This was a common connection that they shared and knew all so well. Lo atraparon. She grabbed me by my hand with such force and just uttered, Ven conmigo, come with me. We went back into her home and into her room so we could speak privately. Lo atraparon. She looked at me with a sense of embarrassment. She just continued to tell me, Lo siento, I'm sorry. Her head fell and she continued to cry. With all the stories and all the research that I've done and all the bad things that I heard about, it finally processed in my head. Lo atraparon. They caught him. And the only thing I could process was who, what, when, where, and why. He was supposed to be in El Salvador working. He was supposed to be coming back today. I wasn't supposed to be here alone. Why the fuck would you leave me? We both sat there for about 30 minutes until her father came knocking on the door to ask her what was going on. You see, he didn't truly believe that I was going to be coming to Honduras. He had planned this a week before and didn't tell me anything. The only thing that was on his mind was getting back to me in the United States. Yeah, he was doing a job in El Salvador, picking up a backpack. He had made it all the way to the Texas border, con la mochila llena. You see, this is the risk that a lot of them take to get back to the United States, especially when they don't have any money. They risk their lives, their freedoms, just for a taste of that U.S. life. Lo atraparon. They caught him at the border and instantly took him to prison. You see, when you don't have any money, you're an easy target to traffic narcotics. Desperate and willing to do anything to cross that border. You see, I went to an angry place because I couldn't understand why he would do something like this. But his sister had to calm me down and explain to me this was a daily life for them. You would do anything for that small taste of freedom. He would do anything to see me again. 3 weeks later, and running up a $1,200 cell phone bill to Mexico, we finally found him, talked to him, found out what his charges were, and found out he wasn't getting out anytime soon. You see, drug possession in Mexico comes with a very lengthy sentence. But of course, me being who I am and being heavily in love with him, I did everything that I could to try to get him out. Me and his father worked hand in hand acquiring a lawyer and sending him money to be able to eat on. Remind you, I'm still just his friend. Another 2 months had gone by. I had moved out of their house because I needed my own space. I realized that there were empty rooms in the back of this house that were available. Of course, being who I am, I had to make the room as modern as possible. I mean, it was a simple room that had nothing in it and hadn't been touched in years. Oh, but we fixed that quickly. I made it work. So you only get 3 months on your passport, and it was time for me to go back to the United States. You see, I came here just to visit and ended up getting more than I bargained for. But I left with a new sense of understanding. I found a culture of people that were loving, hardworking, and fucking amazing. Oh yeah, I was coming back. It's time to put in some work. Stay tuned for part 5 of the journey from the United States to Honduras.